Come back. We are back. I'm back one last time with commentary in this season. This time we have a social race by Vilzu. Here we are racing in Brazil. We are waiting for two lost drivers to join and we can start racing. Race distance 100%, as you can see. Short qualifying, and we will go soon. Hopefully it will be a very interesting race, because 100% it is over 1.5 hour, so it's gonna be a very long one. Here in Brazil, 71 laps, if I remember correctly. And yeah, I see that Miklucci has joined also, so we should go. So 15 seconds and we should start qualifying. Of course it's the penultimate race on this channel in this season, as it's only season finale in Aero F1 left, but it's on Sunday at 6 PM UK, so join us and watch the championship battle for the championship in season 3. But now we are moving into Brazil for the qualifying session. It lasted a little while, but we are now in Brazil, in Interlagos, Autodromo José Carlos Pache, and we are waiting for someone to go out on the track. I see one of the Red Bulls going out. Alex, the only Red Bull on the grid today, at the moment at least. Maybe his teammate will join, but currently 19 drivers, so only one Red Bull missing. Oh, and Alex already hits the wall on the pit exit, so he won't make his hot lap here. He has to go back into the pits and go out for another time. So we will maybe switch to Fry Pepper. I think that I'm reading that correctly. He's driving in Toro Rosso along with Blazenball, and so he is now the first one who will start his hot lap. He is on mediums. Let's see the fitted tires. It's only low K chips and Fry Pepper on mediums. Everyone besides them on softs currently. So Alex is probably coming into the pits. Yes, he is. So we will now look at Fry Pepper as he is rounding the Zhankao and he's now coming onto the start-finish straight to start the first hot lap of this social race. Here across the line to start his hot lap, and now coming down into first and second corner the Senna S's, and now the long left-hander turn 3, and now onto the another DRS straight, down into turn 4 we go, and now as we are going uphill through turn 5 and into this double apex corner, still going up the hill. You need a very good drive through there, and now we are going into these 3 hairpins. We've got a 5-place grid penalty for one of the Haas's, 0 quality, as Freiheber is now going to end the second sector, the most technical sector on track, and now one real corner to go, as now we are coming onto the starting straight, only 2 corners to go, and Freiheber, it's 1:9.5 for him, and behind him we've got one of the racing points, or it was McLaren of Javier, so no one is putting his time on the board. Now we've got Patrick on softs, 3 tenths quicker than the Toro Rosso. Then we've got Brett, one of the Ferraris. It's Vettel who comes third, 4 seconds off the pace, and Champ with the fastest lap on the board, and Ed Sachs just behind him. So 2 Williamses on top at the moment. Oh, never mind, it's now Julian going fastest, and also Jure in 4th place. And so currently Ferrari ahead of 2 Williamses. Then we've got Haas, Alfa, Toro Rosso, and the other Ferrari of Vettel. Then we've got Mikulicki coming into 3rd place, 8 tenths slower than the current pole sitter. We've got one of the Mercedes, it's Vilzu, going into 2nd, currently half of a second slower than Julian on pole. So Julian with the brilliant result here, a very good lap for him. And we've got also Brad coming into 2nd place, overtaking his teammate Vilzu by 3 tenths of a second. So we are getting closer to Julian. It's also Alex on hot lap, but he invalidated his lap, so he has to make another one. We've got also Jordi, zero quality, and low-key chips on out laps. So maybe he will start his first hot lap. Currently 11 drivers with the time. Still we are still waiting for 8 more. And now Jordi through the CNIS. Through the DRS zone. And let's see if Vilzu can fight with maybe Julian or Brett for the front row. Still 12 minutes to go in this session, but then the race 100%, so it's gonna be a very, very long one. Now as Jordi is finishing the 2nd sector, and onto the main straight he goes. And let's see, can he goes faster than Julian? He's crossing the line now, and he goes 3rd. So behind Julian, behind Brett, he's splitting 2 Mercedes. As now there is 0 quality also on hot lap, same as low-key chips, but low-key chips made a mistake and so he won't make a time here, so we'll now follow 0 quality. His teammate Jure is in 8th place, so let's see, can he defeat him? Now he's crossing the line and he goes 13th, so currently last place for him. We've got Libanov finishing his hot lap and goes into 9th place, and Otapa, his teammate, just ahead of him. One of the Hases is Jure, I think. He is blocking the Gnievko, and I don't know if he didn't disturb Mikulitsi outlap. But yeah, we got Pepper on hot lap. He's improving by 8 tenths of a second, but now he makes a mistake and goes wide on the exit of Gnievko, and he now goes onto the grass. So this lap is already done. So he won't improve, and that was pretty much of time, 8 tenths. We got one of the Renaults finishing, and the lap, it was low chips, I believe, but it's only P13 for him. And there is also Julian and Vetlen going on to hot laps, sorry. Jure, Edzax and Mikulitsi all on hot laps. Also Julian, current pole sitter, on hot lap. Same as Vester, who doesn't make a lap, or does, but this lap was too slow, so he's trying to make another one. Now who is the closest one to finish? Patrick goes into 6th place. Also Edzax is now finishing the lap. Jure goes into 3rd place, and Edzax only 7th for him, behind his teammate. Currently top 11 all on softs. Then we've got Pepper and low chips on mediums, and also Alex on mediums. Julian is now going to finish this lap, but he isn't improving, so he's coming into the pit lane to make another one. It's still 8.5 minutes to go. Jump on hot lap. He's going on mediums, and let's see, can he go faster? No, he can't, because he's coming into the pit lane. Vester, who is improved his position, and he's just now just ahead of his teammate in 8th place. Also Vilzo in Mercedes is on hot lap. He's improving after 1st sector. And we've got also Alex putting himself up into P13, the only Red Bull on the grid. And we are still waiting for Javier and Plazenball to make their times. Javier is out on track, but Plazenball is still waiting in his garage, so probably maybe he's making the strategy to start from last place. And so Vilz, after 2 sectors, he's improving by 1/10 of a second, so this may put him up in P3 ahead of Jure. But let's see the last sector for him. He's opening the DRS, and Vilz is now crossing the line to take P3 just behind his teammate. And now we are waiting for Jordi, but he invalidated his lap, so he won't improve. Meanwhile, Jordi's teammate Javier is also on hot lap. He's down in 18th. So let's see what can he do with his McLaren. .1 for him. Now on to the main straight he goes. And where will it put him? It's only P9 for Javier. 2/10 slower than Jordi at the moment. Still 6 minutes to go. Anyone on hot lap? Patrick and Mikulici are on out laps, same as Libanov. Zero Quality also tried to improve, but he can't quite do it, and he stays in 18th, 2 seconds behind his closest rival, Betlen. Fry Pepper also on track, but he will be coming into the pits. Also Jure comes back to take P3, so currently Julian in first, Brett in second, and Jure in Haas in third. Then we've got of course Vilzu, Jordi, Champ, Fry Pepper, Edzax, Xavier, and the best who is closest the top 10. Patrick and Mikulici on hot laps. Mikulici is improving, but not by much after first sector. Let's see. And what about Patrick? He is not improving. Also Libanov is on track, but he invalidated his lap. So let's be back to Mikulici. Now the last of the hairpins, and after 2 sectors, Mikulici over half of a second of improvement, 6/10. What about Patrick? Patrick also is improving, but by only 2/10, as Mikulici is now crossing the line and he goes into 3rd place. Very good job for him. Let's see what about Patrick. Patrick goes into 8th behind Champ, but Mikulici in 2nd row at the moment, 6/10 of improvement. Also top 2 separated by only 5/100ths of a second. Then we've got Mikulici 2/10 down. Then also Edzax. Edzax has also improved. He's in P8. And also we've got Fry Pepper on track, same as Julian, as he's also our current pole sitter is coming out for one last try to make a hot lap. 3 minutes to go. Oh, Fry Pepper makes a mistake here, as Patrick was really slow through these hairpins, and so Fry Pepper will now start his probably last hot lap. And there he goes. Into turn 1. Good drive through the first sector. He has got a little bit of traffic to clear. He's improving by nearly 2/10, so it's going good. Now we've got Westerhui, zero Quality, and Brett still has to get out of way for Toro Rosso. Into the hairpins they go, but Brett didn't saw Fry Pepper, and so the Toro Rosso hit the back of the Mercedes. Hopefully it won't affect on the final time of the Fry Pepper. He's still improving, nearly 3/10, and so now back on full throttle, and there he goes, and Fry Pepper crosses the line to take P6. So P6 for Toro Rosso at the moment, behind Vilzu. So let's watch Julian, as he also will cross the line. Can he improve on his previous best? Yes, he can, by 1/10 of a second. So 1:08.041 is the time to beat for Brett, as he's improving by over 1/10 of a second. in first sector, so it's going good for the Mercedes driver, as they still have a chance to take the pole position here. What about Jure? He's also improving, but not by much, so let's stick to Brad. Still 40 seconds in this session, but now nearly 2/10 of the improvement for Brad. And now as he's coming onto the main straight, full throttle, full power, opens the DRS, and can he defeat Julian for pole position? Yes, he can! By 12 1/1000 of a second, Brad takes the pole position. What about Jure? Jure invalidated his lap, so he will stay in 4th unless someone will improve still. Jordi and Vils both in P5 and P6. Javier retires from the session. Vils, can he improve? He's improving by 3/100 of a second. Now he's getting a slipstream from the Williams, and Vils comes home to take 3rd place. Just behind Julian, 2/10 behind Julian. And we are still waiting for Mikulici as he's improving by 1/1000 of a second after first sector. So he's the only man who still can beat Brett for the pole position. He's losing 3/10 to the Mercedes. Also Champ is probably finishing his lap. He's improving and he goes into 4th place behind Vilzu. So good stuff also for Champ. But now we are watching Mikulici as he's now finishing the 2nd sector. 1/10 of improvement. That's not enough to take the pole position, and he makes mistakes, same as Fry Pepper. He makes Jankao, and so Mikulici also won't improve. Brett retires, and I think that it's the qualifying over, and Brett takes the pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. As Julian will line up alongside him. Then in the 2nd row we will have Vilzu and Champ. Then Mikulici alongside Jure. 4th row belongs to Patrick and Jordi, and Fry Pepper and Edzax are closing the top 10. So that's all for the qualifying. And so Brett at 12/1000 of a second ahead of Julian. Then Vilzu, Champ, Mikulici, Jure, Patrick, Jordi, Fry Pepper and Edzax closing the top 10. They all will start on softs unless the weather changes for the race. And then outside the top 10 we've got Javier, Wester Huis, Libanov, Otapa, Vetlen, Alex, Loki Chips, Zero Quality with the 5 position grid penalty, and Plazenball without time in dead last. But he will start from P18 because of the Haas's penalty. So now as we are waiting for the lights go green, currently no rain. Okay, sorry. So Fry Pepper is she. I didn't know that. Now I know, so sorry for that. And so let's hope for a good race ahead of us. For good nearly 2 hours of racing. And let's see how many drivers will cross the line, because that's also maybe interesting. It's quite cloudy, so we still may see some rain during the race. Okay, and I think we will have a restart, I think, because F1 2019 is a very good game and everyone are leaving the session, so I think that is the restart. But I will stay here just to show you Brad going with his formation lap. But of course everyone are leaving the session and the session will be restarted with the customized grid. So now we have to wait a while. So yes, we've got a beautiful carnage on the starting straight. So I'm just waiting for an invite to the session, but at the moment we can see yes, everyone leaving the session, so I will do the same thing. So another time we have problems. Same thing happened with own team league, I think, on Virtual Racing Federation channel, but now we have to wait. So I can show you classic cars, because yes. I hope you enjoy the stream. Oh, and there it is, the invitation. So yes, we are now joining the session, and hopefully this time we will go racing. Pretty interesting one. But we can't do anything about this. We just have to wait for drivers to join. We are still missing Brett, one of the Red Bulls, the Renault, the Haas, Alfa Romeo, and also Toro Rosso. Yes. we just have to wait. We can't do anything about this, so I know it's taking a long time, but yeah, we are still missing 2 drivers, so unfortunately it is what it is. And only 1 driver left to join the session, and we can go racing again. So I can see that we have got everyone in the session, and so we just have to wait. We just have to wait for everyone to ready up. And let's hope that this time we will make it. Okay, so maybe now we will go racing. I see everyone, I see drivers revving up. So now it's 20 seconds. And we should go. Hopefully everything will be fine this time. Because there is a very long race ahead of us. And so here we are, finally, with the race about to begin. and it looks like everything is fine. And we go on to the formation lap, and let's see if everyone are on this tire, on the same tires. Everyone are on softs, so that's good. And so of course Brett ahead of Julian, ahead of Wilzu, then we've got Champ, Mikulici, Jure, Patrick, Jordi, Freypepper and Edzax closing the top 10. I can see Freypepper going onto the grass, so that was quite dangerous, but yeah, then outside the top 10 we've got Javier, Westhuis, Libanov, Otapa, Vetlen, Alex, Low-K Chips, Zero Quality and Plazenball closing. And starting from the last place, as he didn't come out for his hot lap. You can also see one of the racing points, it's Libanov going white in Gnievko. But now he's coming on the track, and we are now waiting for everyone to line up again on their start spots. And so everyone are lined up on their spots, and we should see the red lights. There we have it, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights, and it lights out, and away we go. As Brett makes a good start, he's running away from Ferrari. There is Williams on the inside of Julian, and so Julian loses the position to F1 Champ. Then we've got Freypepper cutting the second corner on this track. Then we've got, of course, Jordi fighting. There is a crash. There is one of the Ferraris. It's Vetlen already without the front wing. There is also one of the Renaults. It's Low-K Chips at the back of the grid, and Otapa also outside of the track. We've got Mikulici fighting with Jure, but it's Jure ahead. And so Haas driver stays in front, but now Mikulici made a look down the inside, but no moves there. And there is also Plazenball already up into P11. He's fighting with Javier. He's going around the outside in this hairpin, and it looks like he's gonna be in front of the McLaren, and yes, he is. So Plazenball already 9 positions up. Also Jure is fighting with Mikulici still, but he comes out on top. There is also one of the Williams, it's Edzax, who is going white in this in Gnievko. And so Plazenball makes up another position. There is also Javier on the outside of Alex. Brett, of course, with the fastest lap of the race. And so we've got the 3-car battle for the 10th position, but there is also Freypepper going white in turn 1. So she probably missed her braking point, and she's now coming back on track ahead of Zero Quality. We've got also a fight between Westhuis and Alex, as the Alpha driver has the inside line into turn 4. But now they are still fighting, and Alex goes into the wall, and that's the end of the race for the Red Bull. It's race over for Red Bull. Because none of the drivers both of the drivers are out. As Plazenball made up another position and is now up into P8. Also the second side of the Toro Rosso, Freypepper made a move on Vetlen, as there is a rain, light rain at the moment. Also Low-K Chips close to Otapa. We had a VSC for a moment, but now Vettel also loses the position to Fry Pepper. We got a fight for the lead here, as Champ is trying to make a move around the outside on Brett, but he can't quite do it here. And now he's under pressure from Julian, as he wants his position back from Williams, but he's too far to attack. And also Jordi is trying to make a move on Jure to take P5, but Jure still defends, but now it's gonna be the position loss for the Haas. Also Plazenball makes up another position up into P7 already. The Toros driver is literally flying from the last place. Otapa down in last, overtaken by low-K chips. Also Vesser, who is trying to retake the 11th position from Javier. And also let's see how long will the softs be faster than the intermediates, as it's starting to rain. Julian still trying to make a move on Champ. Just call me Brett with the fastest lap of the race, 1:12.5, as Julian tries to make a move down the inside on Williams, but he was too far to make it stick, and so he has to wait. We've got the DRS already, so now with the DRS down the straight into turn 4, Champ doesn't have DRS, and so Julian goes down the inside on Williams. It's gonna be tight, but they are still going side by side. There is also Vilzu watching from behind, but they are still going side by side into turn 6. Champ down the inside, they touched, but fortunately no spins there, and so Julian in front, but now Champ with the inside line into this hairpin, and now we'll switch Julian with the inside, and it looks like it's now Ferrari in front. Julian covers the inside line now, and it looks like Julian retook his second position, but now he's already 2.5 seconds from the leader. And there is also Jordi, who joined this battle, and Plazenball is not far behind, as Champ will be trying to retake his position. He's closing, he has got DRS, he has got the slipstream. Julian covers the inside, so Champ goes around the outside into turn 1, and can he do it? I don't think so. He's gonna wait, and he touched the back of the Julian, and he's gonna lose a position to Vilzu. So Champ down in 4th. Also Plazenball is already trying to make a move on Jordi down the inside into turn 4. He makes a lunge down the inside. He touched also the back of Champ's car, but he made it stick, and so Plazenball up into 5th already. So Champ lost another position here after the contact with Julian. Also Loke Chips is still fighting with Otapa. As they are going side by side into turn 6, but now it's the Renault behind. But let's be back to the fight on top for the second place, as Plazenball is literally flying at his up 14 places from the start. Julian, it looks like he will defend his position here, but Jordi is close to Plazenball, but deep on the brakes into the first corner, but he still stays in 8th position. Also Julian is going side by side with Vilzu, as Vilzu attacked him, and now Vilzu makes it stick, and we've got Mercedes 1-2 now. Julian loses the place to Vilzu, and so Julian down in 3rd again. Let's be back for Patrick versus Jure, but still the Alpha behind Haas. What about the battle for P2? It's really slippery. Plazenball is already struggling a little bit with his softs. So now as they are coming onto the start-finish straight, as Champ is already attacking Julian, Can he take the third position here? They are going side by side into first corner. Champ brakes later, but it's still not the end. Julian, it looks like he will stay in third place, but now he's struggling on the exit of turn 3, and so he's trying to defend his position, but it was 4 wide for a moment. But now they are going side by side with Champ again, and looks like Champ had the nose ahead, but Julian with the inside line managed to defend his position, and it's now Jordi who made a rocket launch from turn 5, and so it's now he in front of Champ, as Champ is now fighting with Plazenball. They are going side by side into this hairpin, still side by side, and there was another contact, and it looks like Plazenball up into 5th, overtaking Champ. And there is also Mikulici at the back of this battle, watching, and the drivers in front battling. Wilzu has managed to get away from Julian, 2 seconds ahead of the Ferrari. It's now Jordi, the closest rival to Julian. And so now Jordi with the DRS, can he make a move? Julian covers the inside, so Jordi goes around the outside. Can he do it now? No, because Julian with the inside line was in the better position. We've got already Jure and Freipeper in the pits, and so Jordi now pulls out to the outside line down into turn 4. Can he make a move already now? It looks like Julian will defend again, but Jordi is still close. Jordi is faster. Now into turn 6, maybe no. Julian will stay in front. And Wilzu and Brad are both getting away. Brad 5 seconds ahead of his teammate. As through the second sector they go. Still Julian ahead of Jordi, ahead of Plazenball and Champ. Mikulici lost 1 second to these drivers, but now as they are coming once again for the 8th time onto the starting straight, Jordi will have the DRS. Of course, Julian again covers the inside line, and so maybe now can Jordi make it stick now? Yes, he can, around the outside. Beautiful maneuver here, and Julian down in 4th already. Now it's also Plazenball trying to make a move on him, but they both will have DRS down into turn 4, so Plazenball will stay in P5, and Champ has lost out to this group, and so he's a little bit farther. But now Plazenball with the slipstream, up the hill they go into turn 6, but Julian stays in front. But it's now Jordi who will probably get away, chasing the 2 Mercedes. Also, one of the Alphas is fighting with Edzax. It's getting more and more slippery. So when will be the right time to go into the pits? Plazenball will be really close. They are all struggling to stay on track, but Plazenball will have DRS and will have the slipstream. Is it gonna be enough to overtake Julian? I don't think so, he's too far, but he's waving. He's trying to disturb Julian, but he can't quite do it. But Julian now had a very poor exit out of the second corner, and maybe now Plazenball with the DRS, but it's not gonna be enough. Julian will stay in front for yet another lap. Edzax, Javier and Vetlen, and also Loki Chips all in the pits. Champ has gone wide in turn 4, and now Plazenball is trying again to make a move around the outside in this turn, but Julian defends again. There was no enough space for the F1 car, and so yes, they are already fitting intermediates. So the last 6 has already pitted. Now we are waiting for the top drivers to pit. It's already 10 laps, Still 61 to go in this race. Plazenball now really close to Julian. I don't think that Julian will have DRS. Brad in the pit lane. So one of the Mercedes is pitting, and it looks like the Ferrari and Toro Rosso will do the same thing, same as Vilzu, Jordi, and pretty much everyone are now pitting. Brad has gone out of his pit box, and Vilzu has lost a little bit of time, but is it gonna be enough to go ahead of Julian? No! So Julian got the position from Vilzu, so Vilzu has lost also a position for Jordi, so it's now Jordi up into second place. And then we've got Julian, Vilzu, Plazenball, Champ, Mikulici, Patrick, Westerhuis, Libenov, Otapa, and it's still zero quality, also on softs, but now everyone will be on intermediate. So let's be back for the fight between Julian and Jordi, and let's see who has got the better setup for the wet track. Julian has nearly lost control on his car on the exit of turn 5, but fortunately he stayed on track. Let's see, because Jordi is 6 positions up, Plazenball is of course 14 positions up. It's 14. It's a really good result for him. Then at the back of the grid we've got Jure and Frey Pepper. Unfortunately they lost many positions. Libanov has also overtook Javier to take P11. We've got a yellow flag. Is it low K chips? Yes, it is. As he's stranded and he's now down in last place. And we've got Mikulici trying to overtake Champ, as DRS is of course disabled already. But Mikulici with the slipstream, it's not enough. It's not enough. We've got a yellow flag. It's zero quality this time. So the drivers in the last two positions. Oh, we got a crash! We got a crash. Julian and Plazenball are both getting involved, and we've got a some wings flying. So, and Julian with the penalty, and now it's Plazenball who's trying to block the way for the Ferrari, and he doesn't letting him through. And they both have got damage, and they both have to pit. And we've got a VSC, and Plazenball is still backing up Julian, and wow, that is really, that's not how we race, but I didn't solve this situation, and Julian gets another penalty. Plazenball is probably frustrated. I don't know who was at fault there, but Plazenball still isn't done, and I don't think that that's a good, and that's a good thing to do for him, as he's still backing up to Julian. That was a little bit dirty, but as I said, we didn't solve the whole situation, as Mikulici is still close to Champ and he still can't make it, but it's still a long way in this race, and Julian is out. Julian is out as he hit the wall on the exit of the last turn, and Plazenball is in the pit lane for another time, and Javier has tried to make a move on Libanov around the outside, but Libanov defended himself, and so Libanov still in 9th. Actually, let's stay with this battle. Plazenball will come out probably in the last place, or in front of zero quality probably, as Libanov is now chasing the Alpha ahead of him. Plazenball is coming out of the pit lane in 16th place. So unfortunately our pole sitter is already out, Julian, who has crashed in the penultimate turn of this track. and we have already lost 2 drivers, and as the conditions are getting worse, it's only lap 14 and we are in 1/4 of a distance. Champ close to Vilzu, as it's the fight for P3, and that's interesting that before the pit stops Vilzu was getting away from Jordi, and after the pit stops, as Jordi overtook Vilzu, it's now the McLaren who is getting away, and Vilzu is now under pressure from both Champ and Mikulicki. Maybe now, as Champ is closing, he has got a slipstream, but without the assistance of DRS it's gonna be difficult, as every overtake in the rain, and so Vilzu defends this time. But Champ, he has got full battery, so in theory he should use more power, and Vilzu now, it was really close to spin as he clipped the curb on the exit, and so he still stays in front. Julian has left, of course. Very unfortunate race. As I said, we didn't saw the whole situation with Plazenball. But the race of these two is over. At least Plazenball can make something brilliant and go back into the points, as Vilzu gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. We saw him going wide. As Champ is now further from Vilzu this time. Maybe now. Lap 16 and Champ, I think that he's gonna be 4, but maybe some kind of lunge. No. So Champ still stays behind. He doesn't want to risk. He knows that he is in a good position. Williams is currently in P4 and P7. Vettel also with the penalty. Vettel going in P11, the only Ferrari left. And so, as both Vilzu and Champ will be now lapping the zero quality, who is going in dead last, 30 seconds off the pace from Plazenball. And so another time on to the DRS straight. Champ is of course gaining, but Vilzu again covers the inside. But now Champ brakes a little bit later, and so it may affect on him getting the inside line into turn 2, and no, still Vilzu in front. Still Vilzu in front, so Champ was closer, but still too far from overtaking the Mercedes. Plazenball gets a 3-second time penalty. We've got also Jure in the pit lane. Is it the front wing change? Probably yes, but he has got 9 laps on this tire and he's coming back to softs. So it stopped raining, and Haas are putting the gamble on getting back onto slicks. and let's see if it was the right call and the right decision. But also let's watch as Champ is getting closer to Bilzu, maybe this time, but it doesn't look like it's stopped raining. But also Plazmball is coming into the pit lane to fit the softs, and now Champ pulls out to take the inside line. He will have the inside line into turn 1 this time, but it may be over even before the turn, and so Champ gets this position from Bilzu. So Champ up into podium position, and we've got one of the Hasses. Is it Jura? Yes, it is. Jura struggling with his softs. Let's see what will Plazmball do when it comes to turn 4 on this track. He's going really slow, so that wasn't a good decision at all to put slicks on, as it's still raining, as Mikulicki is struggling even though he's going on intermediates. Yellow flag sector 2 is of course zero quality on softs, as the top drivers are now lapping Plazmball, who had such a fantastic start, but now unfortunately he lost everything after that contact with Julian, as now Mikulicki gives a little touch from behind for Bilzu, but fortunately no damage probably for the Renault. Because now both Bilzu and Mikulicki are going wide. And F1 Champ with the penalty. As we saw, he cut the second corner. Also Plazmball overtakes Jure, but there is also some kind of crash, or maybe not crash, as Plazmball and Jure are of course struggling to stay on track on these softs, as Plazmball is already drifting on the straight line. Zero quality also in the pit lane for the new intermediates. So that's definitely the race over for Plazmball and Jure. So let's see if Champ can get away from Bilzu and Mikulicki. He has got a 7 seconds gap to Jordi, and Jordi has got a 5-second gap to Brett, who is currently leading, as Mikulicki is now really close to Bilzu, and he takes the inside line into the first corner. And now can he put himself up into 4th position? Yes, he can. So Bilzu loses another place, and he's down in 5th now. But let's see, maybe he can fight back on this back straight, but I don't think so. He's too far. So Mikulicki up into 4th, and he will now be chasing Champ for the podium place for the Renault. Also local chips overtakes Otapa to take P13. Yellow flag in sector 3, it's of course Plazmball and Jure. Oh! Jure makes a Verstappen, same does Plazmball. That wasn't a good call at all, and it looks like they both will stay for another lap. That's a very strange decision, but yes. And now, as they are getting lapped another time by Champ and Mikulicki, and Mikulicki seems faster than the Williams, and he has got now the slipstream. And is he close enough to attack? He tries around the outside, but not quite. But it looks like Mikulicki can go faster than Champ. And now as they are going up the hill, no, he's gonna stay behind Williams. I will check this comment. 10 more minutes of rain. The weather says that it will be 10 more minutes of rain, and maybe we will be back on slicks. But still, Mikkel is fighting with Champ as they are going onto the main straight. But Champ with the better exit, he will get away. Wills is also too far. But maybe now Mikkel is going, sliding actually through turn 3. Very good control on the car. Champ now under pressure, but Mikkel is another time too far. But now he makes a lunge down the inside. And can he do it now? They're still going side by side through turn 5. It's now the inside line for the Renault, and it looks like Mikkel is in front. So Mikkel is up in third. And so that's a very good information for the Enstone team. As they are taking finally the podium spot. But Champ still doesn't give up, and he's still trying to fight, but Mikulici is defending for his life through these hairpins, and there is no place for Champ to make his move, and he will now be under pressure from the Mercedes, as Plazenvol is disqualifying from the session for blocking the pit lane, as both he and Jure came for their stops, and they have already they're already losing much time to as Champ is trying to retake his third position on Mikulici. He's going around the outside in turn 1, and now he with the inside line into second corner, and he retakes his podium place. And now Mikulici, maybe finally Wills will make a place here, but Mikulici tries to fight back already in this straight, but not quite, and now Wills also had a look around the outside, but they stay, and now Mikulici with another slide on the exit of turn 5. It was even closer to the grass than the lap before, but fortunately he stayed on track. As now Champ has to create a gap and try to get away from this fight. But Mikulici of course is closing on the straight, but he's not close enough to attack. And 24 lap number 24, so it's still 47 to go. It's a really long way still. It's not even the half of the race. 5 minutes of rain, and we've got the VSC as Jure has retired from the session. Where did it happen? I can't see, but we've got a VSC again. And so a little bit calmer moment. And Mikulici has went into the back of Champ, as Champ was going really slow. But fortunately no damage for the Renault, as now they are heading on to the main straight, and Champ really struggling on the exit, and Mikulici seems to be closing match. And now, can he take the inside line on Champ? Yes, he can. He didn't cover it properly, and so now Mikulicki with the inside line as Champ goes wide. Champ goes wide, and he's gonna come back ahead of the Renault, and he gets a penalty for this. But he still stays ahead of the Renault. So that penalty is gonna hurt. Mikulicki with another slide on the exit. He has to watch out because these tires are getting will be even harder to drive on them. So it's gonna be difficult for him to drive. And another problems for Mikulicki. 14 laps on these tires, actually 15. But he has to wait for the change. Zero quality with the 3-second time penalty. Also, Patrick behind Vilzu seems like he's gaining on that group, so maybe he will be able to join the battle also. And Jordi is 1 second closer to Brett, so maybe we will see a fight for the lead as Jordi has got a 13-second advantage on F1 Champ going in third. As lap number 27 has already started. Mikulicki is still too far to attack. I wish I had someone to commentate with me. It would be a little bit more interesting, surely, but yeah, it is what it is, and we have to enjoy the battle between Champ, Mikulicki and Vilzu, because that's the only battle currently on track. And yeah, of course, 4 drivers already out, so 15 still going, and as we are closing to the half of the race, Mikulicki now a lot closer to Champ than the lap before, and he will now be trying down the main straight to make a move on Williams. Champ covers the inside, but not quite, and no, Mikulicki stays behind. He needs a good exit out of the second corner, but he's still sliding, but he still manages to stay on track, but it's really hurting his tires, and he stays behind. And now he gives a little touch from behind for Champ as they are going through these hairpins, and now it was also a dangerous situation as Mikulicki didn't expect Champ to brake so early. Now Patrick behind Vilzu is seeming to lose time to the group ahead of him, and Mikulicki has also lost some time to jump as it was Vilzu now closer to attack, and we've got zero quality off the track. For a second time penalty. And this group is still losing time to Jordi. Lap number 30, 41 to go. Loki Chips is also closing on Frey Pepper. Oh, and Frey Pepper makes a mistake on the curb, and unfortunately she's out of the race. Lap number 30 and another retirement. This time it is the second Toro Rosso, so that's the end of the race for the Red Bull family, to be honest. And we've got a safety car as the Toro Rosso is standing in the really dangerous place, and we've got Edzax in the pit lane. So that's the end of the race for the Red Bull family, as both Toro Rossos and Red Bull are out. And is it gonna be softs? Yes, that's slicks for Edzax, mediums for him. Also Alpha, Racing Point and McLaren all in the pit lane, and everyone are putting slicks on. Javier is also serving his 5-second time penalty. And pretty much everyone on softs, only Edzax has gone on to the mediums. And so our leader Brett is staying on track. So he isn't pitting. Jordi is pitting. Is Champ gonna pit? Champ, Mikulicki and Vilzu, what are they gonna do? And so Champ stays on track, and Mikulicki and Vilzu are coming in for their pit stop. So that means that Champ gets the second place behind Brett. He will be behind Brett, and then we've got Vetlen because Patrick has also gone into the pit lane. We are now waiting for Vetlen. Let's see if it's the right moment to change for slicks, as Vetlen stays on track. He isn't pitting, so everyone on softs, the top two, has stayed out, and both Brett and Champ will be leading the race on intermediates as the safety car comes in. So Vetlen, who has also stayed out, didn't make any positions. He has come out just behind Patrick. And Champ and Brett have also come into the pit lane. And Champ gets a 5-second time penalty. So that might be a right call to come into the pit lane and change onto softs. And let's see if it will be a quick pit stop for Williams. They still will be able to get out ahead of Jordi, as Jordi makes a mistake in turn 1 and he goes deep, but it looks like it's gonna be McLaren in front. But let's see, as Brad is also coming out. No, and Jordi takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So Jordi in first, Brad in second. Then we've got Champ with a big gap ahead of Mikulicki, as he's really struggling with his softs. Then we've got Wilzu, Patrick and Vetlen, who is still going with his intermediates. Then of course Edzak, Silbenov, Westerhuis, Javier, Otapa, low-K chips and zero quality in dead last. So now Jordi in the lead. And what his pace is gonna be. Can he get away from Brett and Champ? We will see, because we probably will make another lap behind Bert Mailander, as we are waiting for everyone to line up behind the safety car. And let's see, because maybe now Vetlen will pit. If he would pit, he won't lose any positions probably. But he stays out, so he's still trying to not to pit. But he will still have to pit when these tires will just blow and when they will hit the cliff. So as everyone will be pitting for... Oh! I wasn't expecting such a thing, as Brett spins on the pretty much straight, and Champ gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, and Brett is down in 6th now. And whoa, as I don't know if he was forced to do that by somebody or he just spun on himself, but he's down in 6th and he has got the damage, so that's gonna massively hurt his chances of winning the Brazilian Grand Prix. And so things can get even worse if the safety car will come in this lap. And it happens. Safety car is in this lap. So we go racing again, as Jordi leads the pack ahead of Champ. This time it's Champ because Brett has made a mistake or just was forced to do that. And Jordi is now slowing down the pack. It looks like it's dry on track, so it's gonna be difficult for both Vettel, Otapa and Zero Quality, as Brett is coming into the pit lane and Jordi is still slowing the pack down. He's not, and he has left the session. Oh wow, and Mikulicki takes the lead, but no, it's now Vettel in the lead, as he has got intermediate and he can go faster than the guys on softs, as now Champ spins in the first corner and he makes a carnage, as everyone trying to avoid that, as track is still really slippery. It's too much water for the slicks, and Vettel is now running away. He has already got 3.5 seconds advantage on Libenov, who overtook Mikulicki for the second place, as the Renault can have damage. There was a contact with the Williams of F1 Champ, as everyone now will now be pitting to fit the intermediates, as Local Chips is also overtaking Champ. So that was a good decision to stay on intermediates. So Vettel is now running away, and he's much faster than the guys on softs. And also Loki Chips is going around the outside on Jordi, but Jordi has left the session. So unfortunately I think that that's the end of the race for this driver. Also Bilzu not that close to Mikulici, as Mikulici is running away, but he was overtaken by Libenov. So Libenov going for a podium, at least at the moment, but it's still half of the race to go, as we've got Jordi in the pit lane. He will be now changing his tires probably back into intermediates. And yes, he is intermediates for McLaren. Loki Chips close to Patrick, he's faster on these tires. But now it looks like Libenov is gaining on Vettel. So the track might be getting drier. And it's only rain who can save Vettel from losing his lead if the track is really getting drier. But we can see that Vettel has got much more grip through the second sector, as he's able to get away. As now Loki Chips is fighting with Patrick, they are coming side by side. DRS is enabled, so the track is dry and it's gonna be softs who are faster now. Patrick trying to make a move around the outside into turn 1, trying to fight back. But he can't quite do it, and Loki Chips stays in front. Mikulici with the 3-second time penalty. So with the DRS finally on, we are racing again here in Brazil. Half of the race to go. We've got Jordi in the pits again. And this time he is changing his tires to fit the softs. So that's now a disastrous race for McLaren, as Javier is in P10 and Jordi down in 13th, going as a ghost. Just Brett trying to retake his positions, which he lost on the pit stop, as he's overtaking Otapa to take P8. Otapa on the intermediates. I think that's the time to stop to pit for to fit the softs, but Mikulici is also overtaking Libenov into second place, and they are already under 3 seconds behind Vettel, so they are definitely gaining on the Ferrari. As Patrick is now close to Loki Chips. Loki Chips will have absolutely no chance with the Patrick, who is on faster tires. Or maybe no, because Loki Chips still manages to defend. And so Loki Chips stays in 5th. Zero quality in the pits also. We got also a fight already for the lead, as Mikulici is really close to Vettel, as Vettel has absolutely no grip already on these tires. Mikulici is much quicker, and he's only waiting for the straight line to easily get past Vettel, or he's doing it already now. Libenov follows the Renault, and same does Bilzu, so Vettel has lost 3 positions in 1 corner, to be honest. And so it's now Bilzu chasing down Libenov. Libenov is back into fight, as it was a very bad race before the safety car. Loki Chips in the pit lane. Vettel still stays on track, and he cuts the second corner, and he gets a 3-second time penalty for doing this. And Libenov and Mikulici, Libenov and Bilzu both with the DRS, and Libenov, it looks like he will take the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and yes, he does. Yes, he does it. So Mikulicki down in second. He will now be under pressure from Wilzu, but it's now Racing Point in the lead. Fantastic stuff for Libanov. But now he makes a mistake on the exit of this hairpin, but Mikulicki doesn't want to risk here. He will wait for the DRS straight. As they are now heading into Gnievko, last corner on track. Now let's look as Vettel is now getting overtaken by Patrick and Champ. So that's the time to pit for Vettel, as his tires aren't working, and Mikulicki is now trying to fight back on Libanov around the outside into turn 1, and it looks like we've got a lead change again, but Wilzu won't follow, and Libanov with a penalty as he cut the second corner. But now with the DRS again, can he fight back on Mikulicki and take the lead again? Yes, he can! Down the inside into turn 4, Libanov takes the lead again. But Mikulicki still isn't over. They will still fight, but no. Libanov stays in front. Very good stuff for Racing Point in today's race. Also Brett already close to Patrick. Vettel finally in the pit lane. And Brett trying to make a move down the inside on Alpha. Now around the outside, and he should have a better exit out of this turn, and yes. So Brett takes this 5th position, and now the next target is Champ. Champ, and then the top 3 fighting for the lead here. Lap number 40, 31 to go. Mikulicki is closing in on Libanov, and he pulls out to take the inside line into first corner, and it looks like it's done now. But now is it gonna be the same scenario as Libanov with the DRS down the back straight? Can he overtake the Mikulicki one more time around the outside this time? And he does it again. Libanov takes the lead again. What a race! What a race, as Mikulicki is now under pressure from Wilzu, but it looks like the Renault driver will stay in front, and yes, he stays in front. Also Brett is already chasing down Champ for P4, then he has got 3 seconds to the top 3. Onto the main straight they go again, but it looks like Mikulicki is now a little bit farther, but with the DRS he should be able to get past Libanov one more time, as now he takes the inside line again, and it's the same scenario one more time. And also Brett takes this 4th place from Champ. So he will now be chasing this top 3. Libanov once again with the DRS down the straight. Now takes the inside line. Fantastic exit out of turn 3. And Libanov, same scenario, still stays in front of Mikulicki. Also Low K Chips overtakes Javier to take P7. But now Mikulicki is getting overtaken by Wilzu, and so Mikulicki lost 2 positions here, and now he's down in 3rd. So it's now Wilzu up into 2nd, and still his teammate Brett on the charge as he's now closing. Same does Champ and Brett. Brett already at the back of Mikulicki. Something is really bad with the Renault. I don't know what is happening with Mikulicki, but he's going really slow, and he has lost much time to the top 2. And it looks like now Brett is coming back into podium position, into 3rd place. But now Wilzu, can he overtake Libanov? He takes the inside line, and he does it. So Libanov down in 2nd, but it's his tactic. And now with the DRS zone just behind these corners, he should be able to retake his lead. Inside line goes to Libanov. Is it gonna be enough this time? Yes. So Libanov once again taking the lead. And also Champ is overtaking, or not quite, but he was close to overtaking Mikulidze, but Mikulidze still stays in 4th. But something is really wrong with Renault of Mikulidze, because he has lost much time. And Brad is also closing in on top 2 as they are fighting, and Brad is now under the second behind them. Frey Pepper has left the session, and Champ has finally made a move on Mikulidze, so it's now Williams up into 4th, and Mikulidze now with the DRS will try to retake his position. But now let's watch as Vilzu is of course overtaking Libanov, and Brett with the fastest lap of the race, 1:11.2. There was a contact between Libanov and Vilzu, and it looks like Libanov has now a poor exit out of the second corner, and it's not gonna be enough to retake the first position. So it's now Vilzu in front, ahead of Libanov. Then we got Brett, Champ, Mikulidze, and Patrick still at the back of the Renault. So it's still gonna get even more interesting, as we still have got Brett, who wants this victory, as he was getting away at the very beginning of the race, and he was leading until the safety car and until his mistake under the safety car. But now he's back into fight for the victory, as Libanov has now lost some time. And we've got a VSC, because one of the houses has crashed. It's zero quality, he's out of the session. So we've got a VSC now, and it's gonna stop Brett for a while from overtaking Libanov. Lap number 44, Patrick with the 3-second time penalty. As Mikulidze is still close to Champ. And Champ has lost a little bit time to the drivers ahead of him, and we go racing again as VSC is over. And now Brett versus Libanov and versus Vilzu. So it's only 13 drivers left. As we are coming onto the DRS straight again. Libanov has got the DRS, same as Brett, and Brett is too far to attack. So no changes here. It's all about the exit of the second corner, and it's raining again. So we will be back onto intermediates, but now Brett still is close to Libanov. He has got DRS, and now he brakes later and he takes the second place for Mercedes. Mercedes 1-2 again, but Libanov still doesn't want to give up, but Brett is too fast, and so he takes the second place. But now Libanov makes a dive bomb into the hairpin, but it wasn't enough to get ahead of Brett. Oh, and there was another dive bomb from Libanov, and there was a contact this time. But unfortunately it still wasn't enough to overtake Mercedes. And so how much longer will these softs be faster than intermediates? As Libanov is now closing, he has got DRS, neither does Brett. Libanov takes the outside line, but he's gonna wait. He knows that after two more corners he has got another DRS zone. And now, can he do it? I think that he's too far, unfortunately. Yes, he's too far. So Libanov will stay in P3. Also Mikulicki close to Champ again. He's right on his gearbox. I'm gonna check the counts. Yep, it's raining, so we will see intermediates in use soon. Libanov was leading as there was a carnage at the end of the safety car, and so he made the most out of it, and so he was able to lead the Grand Prix. And so as Mikulicki is now closing on Champ, but he's too far to attack the Williams. As Champ now clips the grass, and that was quite a dangerous occasion, and now he gets a very poor exit out of the second turn, but it still wasn't enough for Mikulicki. But maybe now with the DRS he takes the outside line, but no, still Champ in front, and he keeps this fourth position. And Champ still defends brilliantly his position, so there was absolutely no chance for Mikulicki to get past. And we've got Vettel already in the pit lane. Is he gonna fit the intermediates? Yes, he will. And so the first man to go onto intermediates, same does Ed Zax, also Westerhuis. Jordi is ghosting, so he's out of the race, and it's now Patrick close to Mikulicki, so it looks like it's gonna be intermediates who will be faster now. Patrick makes a beautiful save to avoid spinning into the wall, and we've got the top drivers coming into the pits, so it's now gonna be intermediates faster than softs, and Patrick gets a 5 seconds time penalty because he wasn't able to brake in time. And so we've got Vilzu still in the lead. Brett is gonna lose some time as the mechanics weren't that quick, and so Libanov in second, then we've got Champ, Mikulicki, Brett down into fifth, so he will have to overtake everyone once again. And then of course Patrick, Loki Chips and Javier also coming to his mechanics, same does Otapa. And Jordi of course also in the pit lane. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know who was that, but now it's Vilzu with 7 seconds advantage on Libanov. And lap number 48, 23 to go. Yeah, I know about these dogs. I'm gonna maybe close the window or something. Sorry for that. Oh, there was Patrick going. I thought that he will be out of track, but fortunately he avoided that, and he's still in P6. The only alpha in top 10, as his teammate is going in P12. Mikulicki is still behind Champ. He still can't quite get past the Williams to get himself up into podium position. Oh, and he now clips the curb, and he nearly spun again. And he now has got Brett at the back of him, under a second of gap. So it's a little bit calmer out on track, as Vilzu has managed to get away from Libanov, and also Libanov has got quite a comfortable advantage on F1 champ. The only battle is Brad versus Mikulicki. So let's see, as Vilzu, what positions did the drivers gain? Of course, Vilzu 2 positions up from the start. Libanov even 11 places up, starting P13, now up into 2nd place. Champ 1 position up, same as Mikulicki. Brett, of course, 4 positions down from pole position. Then we've got Patrick. Low-K Chips also with a brilliant result, as he's 10 positions up. Javier 3 positions up. Otapa and Vetlen 5 positions up, so both racing points gained here, but of course Libanov 11 positions. And then we've got Ed Zax, who lost 1 position, Wester, who is in the same spot as he started, and of course Jordi, as he's ghosting in that last 5 positions down. So Mikulicki now close to champ, but he still isn't able to attack the Williams. So 20 laps to go in this Brazilian Grand Prix, and Mikulicki gets a 3-second time penalty. So many penalties for the drivers in this race, of course, as it's a long race. There are also many penalties. Mikulicki looks like he's much faster than champ. So we'll see at the start-finish straight. Can he overtake the Williams? As they are now going round the Gnievko, and it looks like Champ has got a better exit, so he will get away from the Renault, and so Mikulicki won't be able to attack. But maybe now, after turn 3, he's much closer with the better exit, with the slipstream, but Mikulicki takes the outside line and he brakes later, but no, still Champ stays in front, as he had a better traction on the inside, but still Mikulicki doesn't give up. But no, it isn't the best overtaking spot on this track. Vetlen also close to Edzax close to Vetlen, the opposite way, but also not enough for him to attack, as Mikulicki and Champ are now overtaking Jordi's Ghost. And Vetlen with the 3-second time penalty. Maybe now, as Mikulicki and the Champ are another time rounding the Gnievko and coming on to the main straight, but still too far from Champ. But it looks like this group is gaining on Libanov. 2 seconds ahead of them is the racing point, so we'll still may see a battle between these 4, as Vilzu is quite comfortably leading the race with 7 seconds ahead. Also Edzax has finally overtook Vettel, as Vettel has got problems, so I don't know if that was in 100% clean overtake, but let's be back to Mikulicki versus Champ, as Mikulicki is now much closer to the Williams and he may attack right now at the end of this straight, maybe, but he will be too far, I think, or maybe no, as he looks down the inside. Champ goes wide, and is it over now? No, they touched and Champ has spun and Champ is out of this battle. Champ will lose much time, maybe even Patrick will be able to overtake him. No, Patrick is too far, but Champ is out of this battle because of Mikulicki. But that was actually, Champ has hit the side of Mikulicki, so we will see. Maybe the stewards will say if it will be needed. Also Edzax, as he's on charge and he's now chasing down Otapa in 9th place. But he's too far to attack the racing point. Lap number 55. Vilzo has just started the next lap, and so it's still 16 laps to go. And Vettel is out. Vettel has retired as he spun probably on this curb here. Yes, it is, and he hit the wall, and we've got another safety car. Wow, and so it's gonna be something like Bottas in the real F1 in 2019, and maybe the race is gonna now get more interesting as Loki Chips is coming into the pit lane and he's changing for the fresh set of intermediates, and so as it's 16 laps to go, we will see if Vilzo will decide to pit, or maybe he will wait. And Javier has gone on to wets, so it may even go, it may get even worse with the weather. So the McLaren are making a gamble, and Vilzo is staying out, so he's not pitting. Same does Libanov, Mikulicki and Brett. They are not pitting, but Champ will now have an occasion to fight back on Mikulicki for his spin, and he now gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And let's see what tires will he fit. He's of course serving his penalty, same as Patrick, but I can see it's wets. Patrick has gone on to intermediates and he's also changing his front wing, but both Champ and Javier are now on wets. So let's see which strategy will be the best. I will see the race director, as I will check the penalties. Vilzo has got one 3 and 1 5-second time penalty, because that at the beginning was already served probably. Then we've got the Libanov 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 penalties, so that's quite much. Then Mikulicki with 3 penalties. Brett, oh wow, only 1 5-second time penalty. Loki Chips, oh wow, no penalties. And Brett is coming into the pit lane, same as Libanov, Mikulici and Brad. So let's see, is it gonna be wets? Yes, wets for Vilzu, wets for Mikulici probably also, yes. And Libanov does the same thing, and Brad is gonna wait a little bit longer. Did he? Yeah, I saw it as he retired from the session, but it's now low-K chips in the lead. So he made an undercut as he pitted 2 laps earlier than everyone, and Libanov is now up into second as Vilzu has lost much time on his pit stop, and it's now Libanov, Mikulici, Vilzu, champ. So Vilzu has in theory lost his lead as he's down in 4th, and he has now 2 Renaults and 1 racing point to clear. 14 laps to go. We now have to wait. Now we have to wait. Grammar. And so we will probably go another lap behind safety car. So it's now low-K chips, Patrick, Otapa, Edzax, Westerhuis and Jordi all on intermediates, and Libanov, Mikulici, Vilzu, Champ, Brett and Javier on wets. And it looks like the rain is getting even heavier. So for the last 12 laps it will be even more difficult to drive and even to overtake, and what is the most important, to drive around Interlagos. As it's 12 drivers left, but only 11 drivers going. 2 McLarens, unfortunately at the very back of the grid. Javier with problems. How many stops did he have? He had 5 stops. Same as pretty much everyone. Otapa with only 3 stops. Jordi with 6 stops. But yeah, Javier with many problems during the race, and Jordi of course with disconnection, and we are only seeing his ghost now. And so we will probably go racing after this lap is completed. So low-K chips will lead the pack into turn 1. Safety car is in this lap, and so is it gonna be Libanov taking the lead once more, or maybe low-K chips will be able to get away with his intermediates. Low-K chips still doesn't speeding up. Now he's speeding up, and so we go racing again. There is no overtaking until the start change line, but yeah, Vilzu with a fight behind him between Patrick, and Brett makes a lunge into turn 1, but it wasn't quite done because he was blocked by Patrick in front, and so he lost the position to Champ. Also Edzax overtook Otapa finally to take P8. Mikulici close to Libanov but not too close to attack. Brett trying to make a move on Champ, but he can't quite do it. So we'll stay. Otapa has fight back on Edzax, and so low-K chips nearly a second advantage on Libanov. as Brad really close to Champ, right on his gearbox. Maybe he'll make a lunge here. No, he'll stay behind. Virzu meanwhile closing in on Mikulicki. Virzu, who is trying to retake his lead from before the safety car, now down in 4th. There is also Patrick at the back of him, and it looks like he's gonna try to attack Patrick on intermediate, so currently he is faster, but around the outside it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work here, so he will stay behind the Mercedes. Mikulicki meanwhile close to Libanov, right at his back. He now pulls out to take the inside line, and it looks like Libanov will have to give up the position, but it's still side by side, and Libanov now it's over, and Mikulicki is in front, and now Libanov under pressure from Virzu, but Virzu was too far to attack. So Brad still trying to make a move on Champ, but it's a very tight circuit here, and Libanov has made a mistake, and now Virzu makes a use of it, and around the outside he wanted to go, but now it's over. So Virzu has finally made a move on Libanov, and Virzu up into podium place again. And now Libanov under pressure from Patrick, but Patrick now clears the curb and nearly spins, but fortunately he avoided the contact with the wall, and now it is now time for the wets. It's now too slippery for intermediates, as Patrick is losing position to Champ, and Brad is gonna probably make the same thing. Yes, he does, but now Champ goes wide, and so Brad now takes 2 positions in one corner, 2 positions up for him. Very good job. Champ has only get past Patrick, but he stays in 6th, and so Patrick won't fight back now. Vester, who is in the pit lane, changing onto wets. Brad already close to Libanov. Libanov fighting for P4. Low-K chips still hanging in the lead. Now it's Renault 1-2. We had a Mercedes 1-2, but now it's the Enstone team in the first 2 positions, as Champ is now trying to make a move down the inside on Brad, as Brad made a horrible mistake on the exit out of the hairpin, and now it looks like Champ will be in front. And yes, Champ gets this 5th position. Same as Virzu may now overtake Mikulicki to take P2. 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go in this race, and this race will probably finish in wet conditions. Let's see if the advantage of low-K chips will be enough to win the race for Renault. As now Virzu at the back of Mikulicki. He's not close enough to attack. Let's switch to Brad, as he's trying to retake the position on Champ, but he's also too far. So it now looks like that we will have a fight to the end for the top positions. As Virzu through these hairpins, there is no place to attack in here. Maybe on the straight, but he needs a very good exit out of this turn, and I don't think it was good enough. Mikulicki is running away. But still, Virzu is gaining, but not enough, so he stays behind. But now Champ close to Libanov, but not close enough, but he was even closer than Virzu. Now he makes a mistake on the exit, so Brad will probably make a use of it. But no, Champ is getting away, so Champ will probably hang into his 5th position. And Mikulicki has already get past Loki Chips, so Loki Chips, his advantage is now gone, and Vilzu stays behind the Renault. So Mikulicki will now have a chance to get away from Mercedes, and Loki Chips will now block everyone through the slowest sector on the track, as they can't get past him here. Maybe now, down the inside, maybe some kind of lunge, no. Still, Vilzu stays behind. And Mikulicki is trying to get away. Now Vilzu versus Loki Chips in the straight line. Who is gonna be faster? Vilzu with the... we got a yellow flag in sector 3. It's Champ who is gone. Champ is gone. Unfortunately, the Williams driver won't finish this race, as we've got Libanov who managed to defend his position from Brad, and so it's only 11 drivers left. Now Loki Chips defending for his life against Vilzu, but it looks like Mercedes driver is now up into 2nd place, just behind Mikulicki. Mikulicki didn't manage to get away. Also, Loki Chips is now under pressure from both Libanov and Brad. But no, not through this corner. There won't be any moves here. Brad with a 3-second time penalty. That's gonna affect on his finishing position. Also Vilzu already trying to make a move on Mikulicki, but Mikulicki still defends. Also Libanov makes a move on Loki Chips, and Loki Chips loses the position and he's down in 4th now. Still 7 laps to go. These intermediates will be getting worse and worse. Vilzu really close to Mikulicki. He pulls out to take the outside line into turn 1. Can he make it here? Brad overtakes Loki Chips to take P4, but now we are focusing on the battle for victory, as Mikulicki stays in front. Vilzu wasn't able to get past the Renault driver, and he won't do it here. He stays in 2nd place still. Javier has retired. It's the end of the race for the McLaren, and yes, Vilzu still stays behind Mikulicki. Brad is also now really close to Libanov, and now he touches the back of Libanov, forcing him wide here in this turn. Fortunately, Libanov has managed not to go out of the track, but he lost the position to the Mercedes. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 2, but it is of course Javier, as Mikulicki loses the lead to Vilzu, and we've got the lead change. Mikulicki down in 2nd, and he will now be under pressure from Brad. But now Mikulicki, can he fight back on this start-finish straight? No, he's too far from Vilzu. So he stays behind, but Brad is now even closer. Libanov with the 3-second time penalty. We got a yellow flag again. It's faster. No, it's Patrick. It's Patrick. Attacks up into 6th position, but now Brad takes the outside line on Mikulicki, and is he gonna be able to overtake? No. Brad still in 3rd place. Patrick has made a mistake. What happened there? He's still spinning around. That's the end of the race for him. Yellow flag sector 3, but that's of course Patrick. Is he still spinning? Yes, he is. Wow. Yeah. Brad still trying to make him for second advantage on the Renault. And now onto the start-finish straight they go. Loki Chips is now out of the battle. Libanov currently nearly a second behind. Now Brett, he's too far probably. Yes, he's too far. He won't attack Mikulici here. Still 5 laps to go. So it's only 10 drivers in the session, but only 9 driving, as of course Jordi has left the session and Patrick has already retired. And Brad was really close to touch the back of Mikulici. Fortunately he avoided making contact. That could have ended really bad. Otapa also close to Westerhuis as they're coming onto the back straight. And now Otapa pulls out to take the inside line. And it looks like that the Racing Point will take this 7th position, or not quite. The Alpha defends, and so he stays in front. And so now Wilzo will start lap number 68, and it's gonna be 4 laps to go in this thrilling, unpredictable and pretty much exciting 100% race in Brazil. Can Brett get past Mikulici and make it Mercedes 1-2? He now has lost quite a time to the Mikulici, so he won't attack here. It's gonna be, of course, all about the penalties. As Mikulici has now got a little bit closer to the leader of the race. It's still not all done yet. We still don't know who will be the winner of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Otap also still close to Westerhuis, but he still isn't able to get the job done. Wilzo has another time get away from the Renault, as now Mikulici is under pressure from Brett. Lap number 69 out of 71. Oh, and Brett gets a touch from behind for Mikulici, and let's see, maybe he has got damage. No, fortunately no. So Brett still can fight, and he's closing in on Mikulici, and he's making a lunge down the inside, but not quite. He's still too far to make a move. And so he stays in third. And so it's gonna be 2 laps to go, 2 more chances for Brett to get past the Renault, to make it Mercedes 1-2. Also Ed Zax is now under pressure from the Alpha, as Ed Zax is of course struggling with his intermediates, same as Loki Chips, but Ed Zax can still lose 2 positions. Let's be back for Mikulici versus Wilzo, as Mikulici is now closer to the Mercedes, and maybe he will be able to attack. He makes a lunge down the inside. Down the inside goes Mikulici into turn 1, but it's still gonna be Wilzo with the inside line into the second corner, and so Wilzo stays in front. Maybe now with the slipstream, Mikulici pulls out to take the inside line, but not quite. Wilzo brakes later, and he manages to hold on to his lead as we are heading into the last lap of the Grand Prix. Now Mikulicki in the sandwich, of course, of two Mercedes. They are going really close. And now Mikulicki maybe down the inside. No, he just wanted to scare the Mercedes of Vilzu. But now he makes a mistake. And it may affect on Brett passing him as they are coming into Gnievko for the penultimate time. And now on to the last lap of the race. Oh, also Brett makes a mistake on the exit of the penultimate turn, and so now the last lap of the Grand Prix. Vilzu, Mikulicki or Brett. Plazenball has left. And so now onto the backstraight they go, but it's gonna be probably too far for Mikulicki to get past Vilzu. Yes, no moves here, no overtakes. And so it's gonna be Vilzu in front. Into the hairpins they go. It's the last time they are going through these corners. Can Vilzu hang on to win his own social race? As Brett still wants a Mercedes 1-2, but it's gonna be all about the penalties. As now Mikulicki goes really slow through this turn. He made a mistake and he nearly spun, but fortunately he managed to stay on track. And now Vilzu, as he's now coming round last two corners to claim the victory of the Brazilian Grand Prix, but now it's all about the penalties. But Vilzu comes home to take first place. Then we've got Mikulicki in second. No, it's Brett who completes the Mercedes 1-2. Then we've got Mikulicki in third, Libanov in fourth, just behind the podium. Then we've got Loke Chips. It's also a very good result for the Renault. No, Loke Chips actually up into P4 because he overtakes Libanov. So both Mercedes, then we've got two Renaults, two racing points. If Otapa will come home to take sixth place. Yes, he is. Then we've got Ed Zaks in the Williams, the only Williams in the finish line, and Westerhuis comes home to take 8th place. As the 100% race, it was very entertaining battles during the whole race, and I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. But there was only one person on the stream, honestly, but still quite a good one. It could be worse. And yes, so Mercedes 1-2 again. Oh, I'm so fucking tired. Sorry for the bad word. So yes, Vilzu of course wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Then Brett comes home in second, only 1.5 seconds separating them after 71 laps of racing. Then Mikulicki, then Loke Chips with brilliant comeback from P17 on the grid up into P4 in the finish line. Also Libanov and Otapa, both racing points, fantastic results for them to take P5 and P6. Then we've got Ed Zaks, Westerhuis, Jordi, Patrick, Javier, they're all non-finishers, Champ, Vetlen, Zero Quality, Frey Pepper, Jure, Julian, Alex, Plazenball, and I missed someone, but yes. My throat is dying, but I still want to say thank you for joining us, and of course I invite you for the last race in F1 2019 on Sunday. We are racing in F1, the season finale, and join us then Sunday 6 p.m. UK. Until now, my name is Gnievko, and I was your commentator today and during the whole season 3 in F2. Until then, see you next time, and goodbye.